Heaven Hill claims the story that a Baptist preacher known as Elijah Craig was the first one to char oak barrels to store his whiskey, which caused the creation of bourbon. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know we're going to find out what we think about this bottle here today. Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and today we're doing a review of Elijah Craig Small Batch. But before we get into that, if you haven't done this already, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. But let's get back to the review. So today, Elijah Craig Small Batch. Elijah Craig Small Batch is a Heaven Hill product, roughly around $25 to $30 depending on the area you're at. It is 94 proof and non-age stated. The barrel proofs are still at about 12 years, or at least 12 years. They are still age stated to 12 years, but they have removed that from the small batch label and with the new branding change. But let's go ahead and get into the newer bottles of Elijah Craig, and we'll let you know what we think about it. Ooh, so on the nose, it's very, very like nutty oak, a little bit of spice. It's like a spicy, boozy fruit cocktail. Getting a lot of like baking spices, cinnamon, with like apples and peaches and pears. A little like doughy, almost like uncooked, like almost pie crust, or like uncooked like sugar cookies, but not overly sweet. So yeah, it's just like a spicy, boozy fruit cocktail. Wow, the flavors are just jumping out of the glass. Typically, I have to go hunting a little bit for them when it's something this low of proof, but these are just jumping out of the glass. It's just a super, super like peach, pear, apple, spicy, nutty oak. Ooh. All right, let's go ahead and get on the palate. Got a little like medicinal cherry in there. Has a lot of like sweet caramels, vanillas, a lot of oak as well. Very fruity. Has a lot of peaches, pears, apples in there as well. Basically, it's bringing all that stuff coming from the nose onto the palate very well, with the addition of like a medicinal cherry, and the oak and nut is a little bit more toned up, but it's not overly bearing. The finish is moderate, pretty viscous. I'm surprised. Again, something this low of a proof usually isn't very viscous, but it's hanging around for a little bit. Oh, the mouth feels really, really nice for something this low of a budget. Let's get back onto the palate. Second sip. So that second sip, I'm kind of getting on the back half, I'm getting like a heavier medicinal cherry, cola type aspect. It's very, very interesting because the front half is just like this like spicy peach apple pie with like cinnamon covered all over it. And then it transfers into this like nice medicinal cherry oakiness. Oh wow. And that just like, it just finishes with that like medicinal cherry oak. Very, very heavy. It's just getting, as it goes on with that last sip, it's just getting creamier and creamier. So I'm still getting that like peach fruity pie with cinnamon covered in it. I'm still getting that like medicinal cherry nutty oak at the back end, or like the last half at least. And then just covered on that is a nice layer of like a vanilla toasted marshmallow. Wow, I'm really impressed with something coming out at this low of a proof, this low of a price. Usually it's not as good as this is bringing to the table for me right now. So in the realm of $30 bourbons, I think this kills it, and because of that, I'm gonna have to give it an A-. I think this is a wonderful, flavorful bourbon, that is not disappointing. It's readily available on shelves like almost anywhere. It's one of the biggest names in bourbon, and it's great. I don't get into this one a lot just because I typically gravitate towards cheaper stuff during the week and stuff, and then on the weekends I usually gravitate towards more expensive stuff. So I don't really dabble in the realm of like $30 as much as I probably should. But for $30, I think this is one of the best bourbons out there you can get for that money, and I'm surprised. I'm very impressed with the flavor it brought to the table here today, and I think I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more time drinking it. Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans as a whole gives Elijah Craig's small batch overall A-. It's a great bourbon for the money, and you just can't go wrong with it. But that's a wrap for this video. Please do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about our review for this bottle, and let us know what you think about this bottle. I'm curious what other people have to say about it. Also, do us a favor, check out the Patreon, the Instagram, and the Facebook. We appreciate your guys' support all over. But that's gonna be a wrap. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.